Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Life is going to give you just what you put in it. Put your whole heart in everything you do and pray, then you can wait. For all those that have to fight for the respect that everyone else is given without question. Don't step backward toward nothing. Step forward towards something. Better awkward steps forward than coward steps backward. A promise made is a debt unpaid. The cremation of Sam McGee. With an eye made quiet by the power of harmony and the deep power of joy, we see into the life of things. Sometimes you have to lose all. You have to find out who you truly are. Your days are numbered. Use them to throw open the windows of your soul to the sun. If you do not, the sun will soon set, and you with it. You should never assume. You know what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you and me because that's how it's spelled. One must work and dare if one really wants to live. When the going gets tough, put one foot in front of the other and just keep going. Don't give up. If I didn't try to assume responsibility for my own existence, it would seem utterly absurd to go on existing. A man travels the world over in search of what he needs and returns home to find it. Even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. Education shows the path to the door of opportunity. It gives confidence and hope to open it. There are no traffic jams along the extra mile. Be wary of strong drink. It can make you shoot at the tax collector and miss. We never know which lives we influence or when or why. Your past doesn't determine your future. What matters is what you're going to do with those past experiences to start moving forward. The act of taking the first step is what separates the winners from the losers. Better to shun the bait than struggle in the snare. A bird is safe in its nest, but that is not what its wings are made for. Skill is only developed by hours and hours of work. The abstraction of man gives rise to institutions that subsequently fail to function, for man is not abstract. Do not presume that richness or poorness will bring you happiness. The spectacle is at the same time the mirage of self and the mirror of things. Time has always been the greatest ally to truth, because time eventually relieves and reveals all. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. Facts do not cease to exist because they are ignored. Gratitude is a sign of maturity. Where there is appreciation, there is also courtesy and concern for the rights and property of others. Down with hell and heaven and all the religious fuss infinity pleased our parents 1 inch looks good to us. In the cherry blossom shade there's no such thing as a stranger. The most important questions in life can never be answered by anyone except oneself. By helping others, we expand our joy and fly like we were born to do so. It is error only, and not truth, that shrinks from inquiry. Violence is spiritual junk food, and boredom is spiritual anorexia. I want to paint the rest of my days with the best colors. Live out of your imagination instead of out of your memory. If thinking should precede acting, then acting must succeed thinking. If my life is going to mean anything, I have to live it myself. The deepest wounds aren't the ones we get from other people hurting us. They are the wounds we give ourselves when we hurt other people. The laughter of the world is merely loneliness pathetically trying to reassure itself. Gratitude creates hope, and hope activates the law of attraction. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Everything in this world happens with a purpose. You were born in this world with a purpose. You are chosen by purpose. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Stand in the divine reign. and seeds of wisdom will grow in your soul. When one experiences truth, the madness of finding fault with others disappears. But truly, if I were not Alexander, I would be Diogenes. Life provides chances to open your heart all the time. To be the best, you must be able to handle the worst. If you spend your life sparing people's feelings and feeding their vanity, you get so you can't distinguish what should be respected in them. Don't think of introversion as something that needs to be cured. Spend your free the way you like, not the way you think you're supposed to. You've got to show the world who you were before it tells you. Otherwise, you become victim to someone you're not. The beauty and gift of truth is that it is not dependent upon your belief in order to remain true. There is no fate which cannot be surmounted by scorn. Keep your best wishes close to your heart and watch what happens. Do not let your difficulties fill you with anxiety. After all, it is only in the darkest nights that stars shine more brightly. Life is a waste of time, and time is a waste of life. So let's all get wasted and have the time of our lives. In life, there are two things which are dependable: the pleasures of the flesh and the pleasures of literature. The only thing that makes life possible is permanent, intolerable uncertainty, not knowing what comes next. Your heart is the size of an ocean. Go find yourself in its hidden depths. When I tell the truth, it is not for the sake of convincing those who do not know it, but for the sake of defending those that do. But as long as something is never even started, you never have to worry about it ending. It has endless potential. Like poetry, fashion does not state anything. It merely suggests. Our ability to adapt is amazing. Our ability to change isn't quite as spectacular. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. To have what you have never had, you have to do what you have never done. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Spirituality is a normalized state of persistent personal growth achieved in harmony with others. The life that I have lived was no more than a mask covering the real me. What has happened was not to kill me, but to reveal me. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. Don't set your goals by what other people deem important. The best lies are based on the roof, at least in part. There is beauty everywhere. Even in the dark, there is light, and that is the rarest kind of all. Even if things don't unfold the way you expected, don't be disheartened or give up. One who continues to advance will win in the end. What one generation finds ridiculous, the next accepts, and the third shudders when it looks back on what the first did. If you would not be forgotten, as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write things worth reading or do things worth writing. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. Behind every beautiful thing, there's some kind of pain. Each time we don't say what we want to say, we're dying. Whatever stories we make up about ourselves, others will tell a different one. Life has more imagination than we carry in our dreams. Those who make conversations impossible make escalation inevitable. To believe in nothing is as ridiculous as to believe in everything. Reason and factual evidence may convert a belief into knowledge. Impossible things are really rough to do, you know. Caution not spirit, let it roam wild, for in that natural state dance embraces divine frequency. To buy a cake, to howl at the moon, to know true happiness. I am happy. Our battered suitcases were piled on the sidewalk again. We had longer ways to go. But no matter, the road is life. My eyes were glued on life and they were full of tears. I have given my word that only death will take me from you. Time is my friend when it doesn't let the bad moments stay, but it becomes my enemy when it lets the good moments pass by. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. 10 years from now, make sure you can say that you chose your life, you didn't settle for it. If you are not the hero of your own story, then you're missing the whole point of your humanity. To the world, you may be one person, but to one person, you may be the world. Bring up the past only if it will help to build the future, otherwise it's best to be left to sleep. Nobody will save you, some can't even save themselves. It takes time to build a career and become industry savvy, Sim Jezaheo.